The following is an interview and conversation with Lukas, the leader of Hedges Run Club, a top performing sales professional and manager in his workplace, a client of mine and a close friend. The backstory to all of this begins at the start of 2022, when I was living at the Gold Coast and a mutual friend had invited me to run with a few of her mates at 5 a.m. one morning. It turned out to be an unusually dark, cold and rainy morning, yet despite the stormy conditions and arriving at the park at 4:45 a.m. before my friend had gotten there, I immediately felt warmly welcomed when Lukas brightly introduced himself. At this point in time, this was just a small group of a few mates who'd meet up to run together. However, among these few, there was this sort of infectious energy of camaraderie and passion, and just like how I had been invited to the group, other people were, and the group quickly grew, and Hedges Run Club was born. A few years on, Hedges Run Club is a vibrant community of 100 plus people, with Lukas leading from the front. Lukas is also a hard-working sales professional, and we were actually colleagues for about a year when he helped me to get a job at the same company as him. Nonetheless, life is never static, and after a period in his life with a few challenges and juggling personal and professional commitments, Lukas found that he had let his health and fitness slide. He just wasn't in the physical and mental shape that he wanted to be. I'd recently left my job to focus on this business. Lukas supported me, and I helped him to get into the best shape of his life. Working together for about 4 months, Lukas dropped 10 kilograms, built an athletic physique, learnt new recipes and got into the swing of meal prep, and solidified his mindset. This positive momentum has bled into other areas of his life. He has been an unrelenting top performer in the workplace, and he's been promoted to lead his team. Additionally, he has completed his first triathlon and is setting his sights on larger goals. For more on Lukas's journey, other clients' journeys, and my services, follow the information in the description or go to fiturbanpro.com. But now we're on. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Okay. Do you have any first opening words for us?
No,
Off the top, go for it.
happy to be here. Happy to be alive.
In your own home.
Happy to have good friends that do well in business and still look after themselves.
That's what we're trying to do. Likewise for yourself.
You?
So, we might as well jump right in.
Yes, sir.
First things first on the questions that I've had for you. A lot of them obviously revolve around what we've done together, but I also want to hear about stuff where you were in life before this, where you're at now, and we kind of want to tie it all in along the way. So I've got a few questions like this, as you saw before. Mm-hmm. So I think starting at the beginning, maybe we can go back to when we met in 2021 or 2022. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was the start of 2022.
2021.
Was it?
We met, yeah. December.
Was it?
90% sure.
I remember I came and Adrian and Brooke, and it was like Jackson, Ryan, I think Ben Boquist, and I was there. It was like really early days running.
Yeah.
Maybe
early 2022.
Either way.
I wouldn't go later than early 2022.
Where would you have been at, like physically, mentally, spiritually? Back then?
It's a good question. I was always in a good place physically. I was always a fit man. Like I was never unfit.
Yeah.
The unfittest I've ever been was right before we started training together last year. Just because I let myself
Really?
go. Yeah.
You think that's the worst you've been?
The worst I've ever been.
Physically?
Yes.
Mentally?
Mentally has been worse, but physically it was that.
Yeah.
Just because I let myself completely go, I got thick.
Thick and delicious.
Exactly. Don't want to use the other word, but I definitely wasn't where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And that portrayed itself in my physical ability and my sort of like achievements in the fitness world. Mm. But when we met, I was fit.
Because I remember you were still running a lot then.
Mm-hmm.
Were you gymming then?
You mean like last year?
When we first met?
No. When we first met...
you were just running?
I was just running. That was my running.
I feel like you'd just done 75 hard.
Yes. I just had finished my 75 hard. I was fit, right? Back then. Again, that was the fittest I've ever been after the 75 hard because I was really honed down. I was really focused. So I enjoyed getting into the running world because I already had that sort of like level of fitness that was there.
Yeah.
So I got into the running world and then I completely stopped gymming because I started just running.
Yeah.
and I really loved it. I got this runner's high that everybody goes through where they run the first half and they get pumped, and then the rest they do their first mile and they get even more pumped, and then they do their fastest 10K, even more pumped. They get into the community.
Yeah.
Just becomes this endless cycle of pump, 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 and at some point you just burn out because you just run. You don't get fitter.
Yeah.
You just run. There's two different aspects.
Yeah.
To getting fitter and to running, and I was just running until at some point my body just said, no more. You're not fueling properly. You're not doing your strength properly. So my issues started coming, such as like shin splints, injuries, and fatigue. And I couldn't perform in any other aspects of my life. And I just, took a step back. And
when would have that been?
A step back was end of 2022. I took this step back.
Yeah.
After a year of many, many, many events with Hedges. This was the first year of Hedges, 2022. The first proper year. And we were just everywhere. Obviously, it was when Run Club started taking off.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be at every event, supporting everyone. And I just burned out completely at some point. So I took a step back end of 2022 and went on that road trip.
Yeah.
Just told myself I'm going to go on a road trip with my car, bit of a different thing, adventure, away from the norm, away from the running. And after that, I had a really, really hard time coming back for about 3 months. But I did manage to come back.
First quarter of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of Feb, roughly, I managed to come back. We had a really nice run with Riker when he was doing his challenge, raising money for the Heart Foundation. And after that, I just started coming back and running, but I wanted to take the next step and achieve more things, but I just never knew how in the fitness side of things. And I always knew what I had to do, but I just never had the right guidance or the right headspace around it. I thought if I just start running again, it will pin out, but it didn't. So,
well, a bit serendipitous, I suppose. But it's interesting because obviously you and I work together. At what point for you do you feel there was a bit of a switch last year? So there's like a bit of a thing. It's called like an FTE, which is like a fuck this event. As in that's like there's something that happens as an event where you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
I've got to change. I remember for me that was like when I did just ended up leaving service, I'd probably say business-wise, I was probably a few of those in my own life to where I'm at now, health and fitness, business, etc. Where was that for you? Because that's kind of like everything before that. What was kind of going through your head mentally, physically, where we were at, up until where you were like, okay, time to change?
Well, there was a lot happening last year. I got out of a long-term relationship that dragged on for a while, as we all know. Just seeing each other here and there for fun. And I wasn't able to focus on my fitness, even though it was literally one of my main priorities, because I knew being fit and healthy and looking in the mirror and being proud of how I look and who I am helps me everything else in my life. I just didn't put any real importance on it for a while. And then there was always events that we would do as Hedges Run Club, and one of them was the marathon, which was really big in 2023. Because we did the marathon as a group. We were about 25 of us, roughly there. 25 to 30 people there, which was...
What month was that?
July. Beginning of July.
Okay, so I've just left at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So beginning of July. And then there was the marathon after party after that, which was a big one, right? And I was partying quite a bit around that time just because I had made the decision to leave my previous relationship, and you need to fill that void in a bit. So I started drinking a bit more rather than actually focusing on getting better as a person, physically and mentally. And then in the marathon, I had a mate of mine, Ricky. You know Ricky? He's a bit of a big dog. He does a PhD. He's done an Ironman. He's done miler. He's done 100 kilometers. He does 7 marathons, 7 days. He's an absolute weapon. Health freak, nutrition specialist, like everything on top. And he decided to do his first official marathon where he paid for an entry with me and pays me to do my sub 3:30 that I wanted. Everything was going amazingly well until kilometer 33, 34, where I just blew up. Never had never had I ever cramped in my life.
Yeah.
I cramped so badly that I couldn't run anymore. I had to walk, which had never happened to me. I had taken a few breaks before in other events, but yeah, and then he pushed me because when I was there, I was going even slower. And then crossing that finish line and seeing that I was slower than last year, that was the wake-up call.
Yeah.
That was like...
that was around July.
I'm unfitter. I'm the unfittest I've been for a really long time. I've gone backwards.
Yeah.
And going backwards was horrible. So that was the moment I sat down and said, okay, time to make a change. First change I did was change my whole setup in my house.
Yeah.
So I changed everything in my house.
Yeah.
Changed the setup in my room.
When did you get all this stuff?
That was around that time. Around that time, I said I got to get a desk, have a workplace, a corner where I can do my job, my work around the run club, around everything else, right?
Started taking things more seriously.
Atomic Habits. He says if you chill in your bed and watch Netflix, you can't work in your bed because that's what you do in your bed. You watch Netflix.
Yeah.
If you chill on your phone on the couch, you can't work on your couch. You chill on the couch to chill on your phone.
Yeah.
So I built myself a corner where the only thing I do in this corner is work. Exactly. Okay. And then the next step was set myself some goals. Yeah. And one of them was to look the best I've ever looked. Yeah. And I needed someone for that. And that was you, my friend. Because you work with me.
Thank you very much.
Some results. And I was like...
What made you... Obviously, you and I know each other. Was that enough for you to... What were the things that...
Well, let's be honest. There is a million people out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's my question.
That can do what you do. But for me, it's supporting a friend. And secondly, being able to be flexible. Yeah. Right? And turn around and say, I don't like this. I'm doing this. Is that okay? Yes, it is. And you can do that a bit easier with someone that you somewhat know. Yeah. Right? Rather than just someone that sends you a program once a week and tells you this is what you should do. And if you don't do it, don't talk to me. Yeah. Right? I've been through that before. Yeah. And having something like that where you are committed, where I'm committed, where we can get the result for both of us, I think is what made me want to do it. And I'd say the most... Let's cut all the friendship out, right? Let's say we're not friends. Yeah. Let's say me seeing you, though, being as committed as you were when I knew you before, and then coming and working at service, which is not a bad job. You know, if you get to grasp it, you can make really good money out of it. Yeah. And you're still leaving this job, which is exactly what you said you would do, to pursue your own thing. Yeah. Which is going to make you, at the beginning, obviously less money, so you take a step back. Yeah. That's what gave me the confidence that you really want to do this and you're not going to give up on your clients, on the hardships that are going to come with it, and obviously the problems. Yeah. Because they're going to be there. That's for sure.
Well, there's always a lot of challenges for sure. For you, early on when we first started working together, what were the challenges that stood out to you?
Oh, there weren't many.
There weren't?
There weren't many, no. Got to be honest. I got my head down and trusted that what we did together was important to me, and I trusted that the results are going to come if I put the work in. Yeah. And I trusted that you have the know-how to make this happen and help me, which was really important for me. Yeah. I just wanted to be in the best physical shape that I've ever been. I wanted to... My main goal was not to only look good. My main goal was to bring my standard of fitness up so I can start pursuing my other goals that I had, which was triathlons, which was Ironman, which was do shit that the 0.001% of the population actually does. Yeah. And the person that I was back then, fitness-wise and mentally-wise, I couldn't achieve that. So me just going and doing by myself a fitness plan and doing the 75 hard again, it wouldn't have helped.
Wouldn't have taken you to that next level.
It wouldn't have taken me to that next level. So I had to make a call and say, okay, I got to invest in someone. I've got to...
What did that mentally feel like? I've got to commit or invest, or if I want to get to this next level, something's got to change. The classic, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah. Alex Hormozy. No, that's not Alex Hormozy, is it? That's the comedian guy.
I'm not sure who that one is.
No, his
Stolen.
Name.
I don't know
his name, but he's got that's a good one.
But I think that works well because it's like it makes sense when you say it so simply like that. But yeah, for you, obviously, when you're like, okay, time to... It's funny because we look now where you're at, like, obviously, maybe I can take a video of... I already took a video of this, but like, let's look back 12 months. Did you have the laptop you've got?
Nope.
Like phone? No. Multiple bikes? No. Working space? No. There's obviously a lot of achievements and results, and we've done a photo shoot, you've done a lot of events, but like I'm looking at the foundation that's got you those outcomes. You have invested a lot financially.
When I started this journey in July, so
yes,
basically
this is what I mean.
Marathon after party was the epiphany of me saying, okay, we partied.
Yeah.
We let it out. We chilled with some girls. We had a lot of alcohol. We made some really good memories around that, and don't know, healed the wounds a little bit of the previous relationship, right? Any man that watch that, or even girls, can understand where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it, and getting out there again, and I don't know, trying to reassure yourself that you're still worth something.
It's not like you'd literally just broken up. You'd probably been, as you said, partying a little bit. You've been partying a little bit.
It was a complete cutoff that actually made me...
And mental switch.
...go backwards that fast,
yeah.
Right? And like literally from March was it that I did the complete cutoff, till July, which was about 3-4 months.
Yeah.
I was just lost. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going, what I should be doing, how I should be doing it. Until that day came with a marathon where I was 5 minutes slower. Like 5 minutes, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Marathon runners and people that do races, they understand that 5 minutes is nothing. You can have a bad day. And the day before, I was on my feet for 30,000 steps, supporting everyone else at the half marathon, right? Yeah. That was the day before the full marathon. Running around, carrying their bag, carrying their clothes, and all those kind of things, right? And if I say that to someone, everybody's going to say, oh, mate, you were on your feet the day before. You did a half marathon walking. And then the next day you went and did a full marathon.
Yeah.
Like, you were 5 minutes slower. That was not that bad. But for me personally, as a high achiever, as someone that has high expectations, it was bad.
Yeah.
Because I had my friend Ricky come do his first official marathon with me.
Yeah.
And he paid money to pace me, to help me get there. And it's not only me that I disappointed in my eyes, it's as well Ricky and his ability to pace me and get me there.
Yeah.
So that was a switchboard moment where I was like, okay, today we go party, we let it all out. And I went to that marathon after party at the Henchman and we smashed it. So 3 run clubs, Hedges, Sana and Salt. We all together got there, about 250 people, and we partied. We partied hard, right? Really hard. And then when I got up the next day, it was a complete switch. I was like, okay, rock and roll it is.
Yeah.
Took about 2 weeks for me to get organized, to buy containers for my meal prep, to get in touch with you, to have the first sit down.
Yeah.
You send me the checklist of what I need.
Yeah.
Me reorganize my house, clean everything, be ready for the new start of my journey. And I named the start of the journey the year of the upgrade.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to upgrade every aspect of my life rather than just my physical.
Yeah.
But I think everything starts with the physical.
Yeah.
And the mental.
Yeah.
And everything else follows. So if you are willing to put the work in to upgrade your mental and your physical self, then there's a little quote that I have in my bathroom that says, when you become better, everything around you becomes better as well.
Mm.
And I truly 100% believe in it.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to better yourself first before anything around you becomes better.
Yeah.
So I named it the year of the upgrade, and I got to say, it definitely has become the year of the upgrade so far. And we're still 3 months out, I'd say, from the end. And when I look back and I say, what is upgraded? And I start taking the list, I think 90%.
It's a big year of self-improvement.
It's been massive. Yeah. Work-wise, I am where I am at service at the moment. My equipment has gotten better. My commitment to Hedges Run Club has gotten better. I have learned how to compartmentalize my personal life in this.
Yeah.
Then my finances have upgraded heaps. And when it comes down to my relationship, they are better than they've ever been in every aspect, just because I just know a little bit more of who I am and what I want, and I'm not making any how can I say it? I'm not making any compromises anymore.
Yeah.
Around, I'll just do this today. No.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to do this today. Yes, I am still partying. I still like my alcohol. I still like going out and partying with my friends and making memories, but it is a very small part of my life at the moment because it doesn't benefit the upgrade. that I'm still on. And I'm still on it till July.
The upgrade's the priority.
Till July I'm on it, and then we got to reevaluate. You got to reevaluate every few months in your life, your goals and your ambitions, because you change as a human.
Yep.
Right, and if you don't, then you might be pursuing some goals that you set yourself a year ago that don't align with who you are today anymore.
Yeah.
Because change is inevitable. It's going to happen. It's just you wanting to change with it or not.
I agree. All right, I want to take a quick pause and make sure this camera's still going.
Let's hope.
All right, I think that was a good first half.
Beauty.
So I feel like that's got us up to, definitely up to the start. And then you said early on there wasn't really that many challenges for you.
No.
In my professional experience, and also personally for me, obviously I've got my own journey as well. It's like the Simon Sinek, start with why. If you've got a strong enough why, you can get through any how or any what or whatever it is. I know for me, as soon as I set my mind on something, it is set very strong-minded or arrogant or like egotistical, prideful in a way of a good thing of I will die before this doesn't happen. It's like, well, which is going to happen? I'm very committed.
You have to be like that in life.
And I know for me, you go through all of these things, it builds up to that event, and then it's like, right, I'm on.
Go time.
And I think that makes sense for you, and obviously I know you very well anyway before we started working together. So I think that makes sense as well for you. But even early on, it's still possible to have challenges. I would say, and I'll touch on this a little bit later, but I think early on one of the things was you're like a raging bull and we're trying to put a saddle on you, or like a stallion, we're trying to put a saddle on a stallion. It's like, don't harness me. And I'm like, mate, we've got to follow some kind of structure.
Get me there faster, cut my weight faster.
To do that. Yeah, and then it was there was probably a couple of weeks of teething process.
I definitely had to speak to you a few more times than I'd say some other people, some other clients. Just because I wanted to get there fast, and I was like, I don't care how much I have to cut. I don't care how much I have to hurt or what the pain is going to be like or how much I have to train.
Yeah.
Set it up to the max.
Yeah.
Right? And you were like, mate, we got to play the long game. We want this to last.
Yeah.
And if I can be honest, like what we built over those, 4 months, roughly?
I think we started, again, in those first week or two, I remember, let's say it might have been a salad and I said, put in mayonnaise or something. And you said, we don't need it. And I was like, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Long term. And you're like, no, cut it. I think those plans early on where we did play for the long term, because we could have just gone hardcore for 2 months.
It helped.
I think, but spreading that over 4 or 5 months.
It helped. That's why you get someone that knows a bit better than you and has done that before with other people that are like you and understands that you say now that you don't want the mayo, but then in 2 weeks you'll be suffering so much more because you didn't do that little 0.01% of pleasure.
Like cheat meals. I think we were pretty good early on. Mm-hmm. We didn't really have a cheat meal early on. No alcohol. But then along we did go, right, let's fit a few in.
Yeah, then we squeezed
some people as well.
Vodka, lime and sodas in.
Yeah,
when I went to a birthday, 2 or 3.
But think about that. Imagine if you didn't drink at all. It would become miserable.
It wouldn't have become miserable, but it sort of like built my discipline around alcohol as well, saying, look, you can go and have 2 or 3 drinks.
Yeah.
Just don't go over the top. Mm-hmm. Just don't go crazy, right? Mm-hmm. I had already told you before I started that I had a party in August, Taz's birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go crazy and drink, right?
Yes, we planned for this.
Did not eat a single piece of other food. You know, there was a lot of pizza there. There was everything there. Didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
Right? And I literally just had my vodka with the calorie-free soda.
Yeah.
Or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But I had a half bottle of vodka and potentially even a bit more. Right? I told you I'm going to drink as much as I want that night. And you were like, okay, cool.
We'll fit it in.
It did not affect my training. It did not affect my mindset, my headspace, because that's what we said we would do.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yeah.
Rather than, just go and do as much as you want and we'll figure it after.
Yeah.
No, we said, okay, that day you are drinking as much as you want, but the next day we're back on track.
Yeah.
Which is what happened.
Yeah.
Right? People laughed at me because I brought my own meal.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Taylor said to me, there's this, like, after the party, I think it was at your photo shoot when he was there with his dog. He was like, this guy was at my party drunk, sitting on the floor eating meal prep out of a container, and everyone else is like partying, and you're there drunk eating your meal prep.
Yeah, cold because you didn't know how to use a microwave.
Cold meal prep.
Nah, it was a.
But how good is that?
Yeah, 100%.
How did that make you feel?
Proud, because I was like, I can be the best of both worlds.
Yes.
You know, I can be the party animal. The party's much harder than half the people there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With almost no calories in me. Right. But at the same time, I'm disciplined, even though I'm drunk. Usually when you drink, discipline goes out the window.
Yeah.
Right. That's the worst that can happen when people say, "Oh, just one drink."
Yeah.
It never is one drink. You start with one beer, you end up partying till 3 a.m. in the morning. You don't go to your training the next day. You have a snack pack before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I managed because, again, the why was so strong and I had that plan built with you already that I'm going to go there and party, but that's the amount of leeway that we have.
Yeah.
And we got to stick with that because we have that end goal that we are going for.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I stuck with. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And it's really good. If you want me to share a challenge, I just came up with it, was the organization and the time management was a little bit of a challenge at the beginning, according to like meal prepping. Like I hadn't done meal prepping before that for about a year.
Yeah.
So I was ordering some Marshall Chef meals here and there. I would meal prep here and there sometimes, but nothing too complicated and nothing with real structure. And then having to go back onto that straight away and having to go to the grocery shopping on Sunday morning got a little bit challenging because I was like, where's everything? Where do I get everything from?
Yeah.
And I'm a very like going out person. I'm like, I don't like searching for things.
Yeah.
I can't be looking for things. And I was like, at the beginning, I was like, man, this first shop took me 2 hours. When now I left.
It's terrible, isn't it? Starting sucks. It's hard.
I had to look things up on I didn't know a few things that you were explaining on how to find them. So I had to look them up online and I had to look them up in the alleys. Nowadays, I live here at 10:45 and I'm back at 10:30.
Yeah.
I leave here at 10:45 and I'm back here at 11:30.
Yeah.
Right? Drive there, go in, shop, get out.
Yeah.
That's basically at the moment my time. And then it takes me an hour to meal prep for 5 days.
Yeah.
Right? But again, the beginning was the hardest part.
Half a day.
That's why I wanted to do it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
But you were
What would you recommend either to yourself now, knowing what you know, or someone else who's just starting for that challenge of meal prepping, the organization? What would you tell them? What would your advice be? Either younger you or someone else?
Well, the beginning is going to be different and new. Like with anything new you're going to do. But just trust that it's going to get easier because you're going to get to know it better. You're going to know how to do it better. It was like going to the gym and doing exercises that I've never done before that you were giving me.
Yeah.
The first time I did them, I definitely looked like a jackass. Right? But then I got more confident around them.
Yeah.
I could put more weight on. I was more stable. And it's the same with meal prepping and grocery shopping. First time you go in, you're like, excuse me, sorry to bother you. Where can I find whatever it was? I don't remember. I can't even.
Yeah.
Some things that you were giving me, I can't even remember
like
them.
Cottage
anymore.
cheese or something.
Never had eaten that before in my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Danish cheese.
Yeah.
I was like, what is Danish cheese? Well, why should I get? So I would just look it up, find it once, and then you know it's there. The next time you go in, it's easier.
Yeah.
Like I would forget what I needed for about a month, maybe even more than a month. I needed my phone every time.
Yeah.
To look at what I needed.
Yeah.
Right. And you would always change the meal plan.
Mm-hmm.
1 week like this, the other week like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, why are we doing this? Because
the
moment I get used to what I need to buy,
the
next week we change it.
Yeah.
Or after 2 weeks we change it. And I'm like, I gotta again have my phone and start looking for new stuff.
Yes. And
you were like, mate, just do it. You'll get better at it. You'll be able to have a few more skills. You'll be able to cook a nice meal that is healthy and will. When we don't work together in the future anymore, you go away with some skills that you'll be able to then utilize to keep yourself healthy and fit with a few different ways rather than just one way. Because before that, I was a chicken and potato man, right?
And Kewpie.
Would literally eat all day chicken and potatoes boiled, with salt, and that's
Kewpie.
And now I make myself a nice bolognese that I still eat
But there you go.
Almost a year later.
There you go. The Marchetti pasta. Thank you, Nana.
What was that?
The Marchetti.
Marchetti pasta.
Yes.
Happy days.
Thank you, Dad and Nana.
Definitely one of my favorite meals at the moment, I gotta say. Isn't it? Okay. Easy, and I'm not getting bored of it.
Yeah.
Tasty.
It's good. I've got to come back to it. I've been off it for a bit. I think I overdid it. I think I had it every week for at least a month. And I'm like...
month? Dude, I've been having the same thing since we started working in July together. I literally have... I'm cooking that same thing in 30 minutes from now.
I don't think it's the sauce for me. I think bulking, I've got to have like 150 grams of pasta. And that's so like...
Oh, I could have that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm having.
Well, I've got rice at the moment.
Every night.
Okay.
And rice in the lunch for lunch.
Yeah.
Like I'm eating a lot.
That's good.
And I enjoy it.
It's a good thing. Okay, powering through. So, 2 questions. When did you start seeing results? And we've kind of touched pretty heavily on like your before and beginnings. Like when did you start seeing results after you started? And then like how did the middle of that cut feel? And how did that end part feel as well? So like when did you start seeing results?
2 weeks in, I'd say.
Really? You think? Well, I think so, because obviously I know. But like
I think
you felt internally?
I think I'm a pretty lucky person with my physique.
Lucky? Did you say lucky?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because I don't know, I can start going to the gym and I will lose everything in 5 days.
Yeah.
If I go back to the gym in 5 days, it's back.
Yeah.
Like the pump.
Quick results,
yeah. It's just the sustainability of it. Like the biggest problem I've always had with training, with trying to get to the next level, was basically sustainability.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I've been the fittest I've ever been for the longest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Just because I've understood that, again, I don't need to be going as hard as I was going when we were building.
Yeah.
But if I can go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, and I can do my 200 push-ups and 200 sit-ups and 200 squats every week, I will sustain where I am.
Yes.
But that understanding before wasn't there. So I was like, if I would do that, I was like, oh, that's not good enough.
Makes sense.
So,
but as you as a man as well, you get quick results. You want quick results. You push it really hard.
Yeah.
It was very maybe volatile. It was like high peak, high highs, low lows. And I think for us in a way, it was almost like bringing that in a bit. Like, yeah, maybe we won't hit a PB today in the gym, but over time it will get better quicker.
I never looked at PBs in the gym.
Yeah.
I just looked at, my goal was to raise the bar, to raise the standard, the fitness standard that I was on.
Yeah.
Right? To be able to go out for a run and feel physically fit afterwards so I can hit the gym again.
Yeah.
My goal was to be able to think bigger and know that the current fitness I'm on will allow me to go and do an Ironman. And that's what I managed to do by starting from the very basic, which is the body.
Yeah.
Right? Like literally just going to the gym, building the strength that is then going to support my runs.
Yeah.
That is then going to support my swimming for the Ironman. That is going to then support my biking with my core strength. Like all those things were always on my mind. When I would go to the gym and I'd be like, I've got to now do this incline up and down with kilos on me and for the core. I hated this at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the ball where you with your hands down and the ball is behind you and you crunch the ball back and forth. I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Right? But then at some point it became easier and I saw my strength, my core strength on the bike be absolutely amazing. And
does it feel easier when you're getting results?
Yes. Yes. 100%. When you see the result, when you see the strength that comes on the back end, and people are like, oh, it doesn't matter how you look. It fucking does. Okay? Any idiot out there that says, oh, it doesn't matter how you look. Yes, it fucking does. We live in a society that cares how you look.
I agree.
People build an image the moment they see you. When you walk into a room and you wear a suit or you wear no shirt, right, because you were running before and you go into a cafe. We live in the Gold Coast. A lot of people do that, right? People build a mental image of you straight away.
Yes.
Right? So how you look when you are running and when you stop running and there is some reflection in the mirror and you look in the mirror and you're like, holy fuck, man, proud of you.
Yeah.
That gives you a different flair to walk into the coffee shop, to see this girl on the street and go and say hi. Gives you a different confidence when you go into your job gives you a different confidence around business, around building relationship, and around networking.
Yeah.
And if anybody says something else, they have no idea what they're speaking about, or they've never been fit, and they're trying to find an excuse for why it doesn't help them.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think it does help them, and you got to look at it as a whole.
Yeah.
There is not just looking good doesn't do it.
That's true.
Right? Feeling clear-minded, looking good, and knowing you're smashing your goals, all those things combined, that's what creates the confidence.
Yes.
And then obviously getting the results on the back end of whatever you've said.
It's not one thing. It's not just looking good. Mm-hmm. You can't look good, be a terrible human, and go really far.
Exactly.
You might get some quick wins, but if you bring it all together. But I think it's been a really beautiful journey for me as a mate of yours, and obviously professionally, to see where you've gone in this last year. Obviously, I'm a part of that. It's not all what you and I have done. Mm-hmm. There's a big lot of your effort as well. But I think in every area we mentioned earlier, results of health and fitness, of course, but mentally, financially, relationships, run club, everything across, you've just been stacking these little areas. I think it's just been an awesome self-improvement process, really.
It's just a moment, as you said at the beginning very nicely, for every man, I think, and every person in their life where they're just like, okay, what are we doing now to get to the next level? Because who I was has got me where I am, but where I want to go, the person I am at the moment can't get me there.
Yeah.
So you got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to do more. You got to be willing to sacrifice more.
Yeah.
Invest more, and I don't know, do all the things that you never thought of doing because they didn't serve your previous goals. But now you have new goals. You are a fresh person with a different vision, and this vision can only be achieved by becoming a new person.
Yeah.
And then you go sign up with that coach, then you go get that training around communication, and you go and commit fully in the business you're in to become one of the best and train other people and have the people that run the business respect you and treat you as an equal. It's all just a decision that you make, and then an action that has to follow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a decision without an action is just a decision.
Yeah.
An action without a decision is just the same action as you were doing before.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you don't really know why you're doing it.
You need to know where you're going and also make yourself get there. It's not just... Yeah, if you're just acting without a goal, you're going... It doesn't matter because you'll get wherever because everything will take you there. And if you've got a great plan but you're not putting the work in, you're not going anywhere either. So
just taking the action is like going with the tide.
Yeah.
Right? Or everybody is doing a marathon. Let me do a marathon.
Yeah.
You're just going with the tide.
Yeah.
Right? Or saying, oh, I'm going to do a marathon, but you never actually commit to the marathon and the training.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You got to say, I want to do a marathon.
Yeah.
Why? Because I want to be that person that actually has ticked the box.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then secondly, on top of that, you want to take the action.
You also got to do the work.
You got to do the work.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do that. A marathon is a beast, and people don't look at it as a beast anymore because there's all those crazy knobheads out there that post their 100-kilometer runs.
Exactly. It's a lot of work.
Sean Bell running around Australia doing 80 kilometers a day.
Yes.
A marathon, for someone that has commitments, has a business to run, has money to make, has bills to pay, has visa commitments, student commitments, has a family with 2 kids, whatever it is, right? For a person to invest the time and go and do a marathon or an Ironman or whatever it is that they've set a goal as, it is extraordinarily admirable.
Yes.
And people forget that.
Yeah.
Right? It is a decision that they made one day, and then the action that they took on the back end of that to get where they are.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they just woke up one day and said, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
It is a few months of build up.
There's that initial spark, which starts the process, but then there's perpetual, oh man, I've really got to commit. And then you commit more, and then it's like, oh man, I've got to commit more.
The baseline fitness.
Yeah, it keeps going.
The baseline of fitness is what gets you there. The baseline fitness.
Yeah. And
the baseline fitness comes by understanding that the baseline fitness starts with doing the basics.
Yeah.
with the very basics, which means building this.
Yeah.
Because this is the basic for everything that you want to do fitness-wise.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport you want to do, right? If you don't eat right, if you don't sleep right, if you don't train right in the gym, because there is not a single athlete in the entire world, no matter what sport they do, that is not going to go to the gym, right?
Got to be strong.
There's not a single athlete in the world, no matter what they do. I'd say even ping pong. Think of ping pong athletes, right?
They probably,
they go to the gym and do strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
No second thoughts about it. They might not be the fittest person out there. They're not going to be able to do an Ironman, but they go to the gym.
Yes.
And they definitely do some strength and conditioning around the calves, around the mobility, around the spring energy, stretch, whatever it is. And they need a coach. They need someone to do them the basics.
Yeah.
Because they're just human.
They're not going to be
slack
the best.
off.
They're not
going to have a
They're not going to be the best ping pong player if. Yeah, they're not.
Going to have a problem with the misses, and if you don't have someone to hold you accountable to tell you, it's all right, you had a bad day yesterday. Let's get back on it and start from somewhere now.
Yeah.
I know where you are. You don't have to think where you are.
Yeah.
For me, it's not having to think a lot of times. That's what I pay for.
Yeah.
That's what I invest for.
Yeah.
I invest for someone to send me something that I can look at. This is what I have to do to get the results that I have to do.
Yeah.
Because thinking what you need to do to get somewhere is hard.
Yeah. I think we're going to run out of time again.
Again, no.
Hang on, let me check.
You've been keeping an eye.
I've been timing it. I've been running out, bro.
We run out?
Hold on.
20 minutes.
Alright, I don't know when the last one cut off, but we've got a...
We can start from wherever you want to start again.
I'm sure it would have been pretty close. Oh crap, we probably lost the last 5 minutes.
That's all right. The last 5 minutes were pretty bleh.
That's fine. I wanted to, powering through towards the end, I think we've touched on basically all of this. I did want to bring in a few of those final things and ask you a few rapid questions.
Yeah.
So I think that we've touched a bit on your thoughts, but like obviously health and fitness, we've explained quite a lot about other areas now. How would you, for you personally, firstly for you, and then perhaps for others, think that internal physique, strength training, the discipline, meal prepping, whether it's running, whether it's swimming, how does that affect every other area of life, work, relationships, whatever, finances? So for you first, how's that changed? And then what do you think for others? Is it different? Is it the same?
You're talking about like becoming fitter, how it affects
how does becoming fitter affect everything else apart from the physical?
A lot. Like a lot. It's all about the story you tell yourself, right? Like if you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to go get fitter, nothing is going to change, then nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
And you're just going to go in. And there's, I think, many people out there that go and train and lift a little weights and get bigger and everything and achieve their fitness goals, but the outcome they wanted was externally rather than internally. So basically for me, the outcome I wanted was to get fitter, to be able to crush my fitness goals, to get my confidence up and running, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to get fitter, to have other people look at me and say, wow, that's amazing what he's done. If that was my main goal and then that wouldn't happen, right? Then, yeah, essentially I would definitely struggle a little bit harder. But I had that as a goal as well. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to start getting compliments from people about my physique, about the work I do. And I knew that the moment this started, the moment the compliments would start, I knew that the work that I was doing would start to bear fruit.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to look at it was at Hedges, everybody would be like, Lukas, wow, you look lean, you look fit. What have you done?
Yeah.
Like it was literally every person. And it was 3-4 weeks in when we started. But
do you think it was that quick before you started getting compliments?
Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very fast. And I was really happy with that. And it just kept me going. If I can be honest. Kept me going. And
credit where credit's due.
100%.
This is what I wanted to say actually about you. This is what I said. Things I think you did really well.
Well, I can show like before and after photos. Obviously, you and I have seen them. It's pretty impressive.
Not the most professional ones. I made them here in the kitchen.
but it's, well, like the photo shoot looks amazing. But like we look at the results, okay? Bench press, your working weight. We started at 60, you got to 75 kilos. Working weight, so for reps.
Yeah.
Shoulder press, you started at 15 kilos with the dumbbells. Working weight, 22 and a half is what you were working on. And I'm sure you probably do far heavier if you wanted. Lat pull down, which is crazy. You start on 45 kilos, and then by the end you're doing body weight pull-ups for 10 rep sets. And that's, again, all working weights just on any given day in the gym. Crazy results just there, let alone running everywhere else in your life as well. That was a great result. How did we get there, though? I think the things where it was a testament for you was logging weight daily. I don't think, for the most part, we hardly missed a day at all. Like logging weight. It was just get up.
I think I missed a single day.
Yeah, logging. So that was insane. Consults, we'd chat weekly at the same time every week. Plus, we'd be texting. And then both of those above allowed us to basically get everything super structured and dialed in for you as well. So I think that was pretty cool for me as well. And I think it was really cool to see how quickly it progressed. So yeah, it was good.
I was happy to see the results. And
it was very
on
quick.
The scale as well.
But it was that, I think, even still for you, and I got other notes there as well. It was still about like showing up more than perfection. Like we were very consistent at the same time. It still didn't really matter. There was days where we went lighter and it didn't really matter. So
I didn't.
There was still a session missed here or there, and it wasn't. That's the end of the world, though.
Yeah,
that's my point. It wasn't.
It definitely.
You had a very high work output, but even still, it wasn't. Oh my god, I've missed a session. Everything's ruined. It was like back into it. Yeah. And I think 100%. that mentality, all of those things, just created this amazing, very quick outcome.
Because when I started doing the triathlon training as well.
Yeah.
Right. That was. When was it? Last year or around October?
Yeah.
When I started doing the triathlon training?
Yeah.
It was pretty painful starting that because I had to do obviously something very different again. But then going and doing a triple session out of nowhere when before that I was literally just doing gym and sometimes running in the morning.
Yeah.
I went from that, from just gymming to triple sessions. I would do like bike ride in the morning, then run after, and then I would go to the gym at night after work. I was the happiest I've ever been for being able to do all those things and still be clear-minded, no fatigue, no problems the next day to keep going. It was the best feeling. It actually gave me immediately the reassurance that I have built that base. I have raised the standards of my fitness by putting all the work in according to that schedule that we had together. And yes, it was a lot to do with looks and stuff, but
I think that's where it starts, though. You know,
it's a byproduct. Of getting fit.
Well, it is a byproduct of getting fit, and it's just one of many things. I think so.
It is a byproduct of getting fit, and it's the easiest way to.
Well, it's very
easy
to measure.
Results. Yeah. Exactly. You don't have to be like, am I fitter now? Let me go around a marathon and see if I'm fitter.
Yeah.
Right.
How you can look, how you weigh, how you lift.
Exactly. How you lift, how you are, how you look. It's all part of it, and it helps a lot.
I think another thing as well that's really interesting. I don't know if you and I had this specific conversation, but obviously you and I both know how important mindset is. I've had this conversation a couple of times with other clients recently, which is I'll hear their language change. We'll be having a consult and we're chatting. I'll go, 2 or 3 months ago, you would never have said something like that. Maybe they've had a tough day at work and they'll go, yeah, it was a tough day, but, is what it is. I put the work in, I'm coming home, I'm looking after myself. I'll get back at it tomorrow. Versus maybe at the start, they'd be like, the boss sucks. And it's almost like this victim mentality type of thing. That's hard to measure. If you look at yourself and you've lost 10 kilos, the scale's different. There's a number 10 kilos off whatever you weigh. People, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. It's very easy to measure. It's very hard to measure a mental growth. There's no real, wow, you've gotten such a bigger brain. Like it's not like you can't put a tape measure around your head. But it's like, I think there's a lot of growth that comes mentally, and it's almost like a bit spiritual or moral, internal, where it's like, wow, how I feel about myself, my identity,
who I am that comes with how you look. I think it's not just I look good, I'm hot, good. It's like, yeah, I've earned this and I get compliments, which is great, but I'm also respect myself more as well. Maybe I dress better, not because of any other reason. It's like, actually, I want to. I want to present well just for me. Yeah. Those types of things as well, which I think is very interesting. That mental, hard to measure mental growth, but
it projects in life.
Yeah.
I think mental growth. When it comes down to your fitness and when it comes down to your mental growth, if you only try to grow on one side and not the other, because simultaneously you have to sacrifice things.
Yes.
You have to say no a lot of times. And mental growth only comes when you don't take the easy route. And the easy route is what you were taking before for a really long time, which never got you anywhere. Right? We all know that. So doing the hard shit, waking up in the morning, going to the gym, having a big day, then you do a cycle in the morning, then you do a run, and then you go to work, and you're on your feet from 3 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m., but you finish your workout, you come home, and you have a shower, and you sit in your bed, and you're like, wow.
Big day.
I'm a legend.
Yeah.
Not because I'm looking in the mirror in the moment and I'm like, wow, I look fit. That has nothing to do with it in that moment.
Yeah.
It's all just about saying, I got up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I did what I did here, did what I did there, went to work, then came home, changed, and still went to the gym, even though I felt cooked.
Yeah.
But the moment I went to the gym and I got 3 reps in, I was pumping. I was ready. I was going. I was looking at the mirror. I was like proud of myself.
Yeah.
Left the gym, came home, had my meal still at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 9 p.m. and then I had a shower and then went to bed.
Yeah.
Even though like 3 months before, that was unimaginable.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe I could even do it.
Yeah.
So that's where the mental growth comes.
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy says it perfectly. You don't get confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror. You get confident by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So by saying I am gonna do triathlons, right? That's all good and fun.
Words are free. Words are cheap.
But until you actually go and do that bike ride on that day where everything is packed and you literally have just 1 hour, and until you still commit to go to the gym and do your strength training at 7 p.m. because you had a massive day at work and you didn't leave till 6:30 and you had to rush home, get ready and go to the gym, until you do those 2 things, you don't respect yourself more.
Yeah. Self-respect's massive.
Just because you said
you think you respect yourself more now?
100%.
Do you think others?
By miles. Respect me more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's more important to you, their respect or your respect?
It all starts with yourself, but in the world we live in, I think you have to...
You need both?
You have to look at both.
Yeah.
Pretty equally.
Yeah.
You can respect yourself and walk around with your chest out and think I'm the gorilla in this office, but if other people think you're just an arrogant jackass, there's no respect there.
Yeah, that's true.
So there has to be respect. There has to be admirability. Is that a word?
That's a word.
Admirability.
Is now.
Wow, it is a word now. And when those things happen it just boosts your confidence up even more.
Yeah.
Right? So you can do all the work, go and live up in the mountains, go work and eat only clean organic food from your own chickens, the eggs, and you butcher your own chicken and your own goats and eat the cleanest meat and become, I don't know, the liver king.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. But until you actually get out into society, into your community, and people look up to you more, respect you, reach out to you for advice, then you know that, then that's when you know you've done the work. That's when you know you actually have progressed in life, because societal acceptance, if you can call it like that, is something that is required since the beginning of times, since humans existed.
If you're, as you said, if you're a jackass, you'll know. Yeah. People will let you know. Yeah. Maybe not to your face, but you'll know.
Yeah. Hopefully, they let you know faster.
Well, exactly.
So you can fix it.
Okay, wrapping up with the rapid questions. I'll hit some ones that you didn't see when I was reading them out before. Okay, controversial first. What's more important, running or gym for Lukas Giakinsis? Are
you asking if I would have to give one up? Which
yes.
one I would give up? Oh,
this is right here. Not good considering you've had to think about it.
Well, gym, like
give up gym.
Definitely gym.
Yeah,
but not fitness. Like not doing push-ups and sit-ups. But if you would ask me,
good thing we don't have to give them up.
Never go out and run again, or never go to the gym again, like lift weights with machines and bench press. I would give up the gym, and I would still do my own body weight.
Of course. Do you prefer cutting or bulking?
Cutting.
Getting lean.
Yes.
All right. What's your favorite exercise in the gym?
My favorite exercise in the gym. Oh, let me think. I really love dips, weighted dips.
Mm-hmm.
I really like them. They give me a good pump, like literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Arms.
Yeah.
And chest.
What's the worst exercise in the gym?
The worst exercise in the gym is Bulgarian split squats.
What about with running? What's the best distance or event with running?
I am a big fan at the moment of run off the bike exercise.
After the bike?
Yes. So run off the bike.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of them. I get on that new discovered high.
Yeah.
And then the worst one for me would be at the moment, I would like to see swimming, but it isn't. I'm just not good enough at it to judge it yet. So it's, at the moment, I'm long runs.
They're the hardest.
My long runs at the moment are the hardest. I just find myself struggling around them a bit too much, just because I've changed my fitness from long runs to more like sprint triathlons and those kind of things. So I don't do many long runs.
Okay. Cheat meals, best and worst.
Best, KFC.
What do you get from KFC? That's so dirty.
You want to know?
Go for it.
I'll give you my whole menu. So I will do two double tender burgers with extra sauce. Then I will do one of them with a meal, large meal, so a Coke and a large fries. Then I will do 12 wicked wings. Is it 12 or 11 wicked wings?
Yeah.
And I will do a lot of sweet and sour sauce. So that's the minimum. And then if I'm really hungry, I squeeze in as well a large pepperoni pizza from Domino's.
Oh my god. Okay. What's the worst cheat meal?
KFC.
The best and worst. Okay. Legs or arms?
To train?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard one. I love the leg workouts lately a lot. Give me a really good testosterone boom. I come home and I'm keen to go on a date.
Yeah. After legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a good testosterone boom every time.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm right in the middle. I've got to be a 7, a 5 out of 10 in that one.
Okay, that's good. What do your friends think of you now, or people think of you? Are you more of a runner or a gym guy?
Nah, I'm still more of a runner.
That's what they think?
Yeah, still more of a runner.
Is that how you want to keep it?
I don't know. I think so, yeah. I don't think I will
What's in the future for Mr. Giakinsis?
In the future, we have a half Ironman in September, 8th of September, in the sunny coast. And then we have a full Ironman next year, I think. I'm not 100% committed yet because I do want to see how business is unfolding. I'd have to invest my time in business rather than an Ironman next year and a full Ironman straight away.
Yep.
But if I get my goal for the half Ironman, I think I'm just going to continue training, power through, and go for the full Ironman next year.
What a change! Big
change. Again, talking about doing the things that not everybody's doing. Marathon, a bit more than 1 million people at the moment in the world every year complete an Ironman. A farm marathon.
Yep.
Sorry. And only 16,000 people in the world complete an Ironman.
Yeah.
So I want to do it.
Pretty elite.
Take it off. I want to have it in the box.
Yeah.
I want to have it in the bucket and then move on with a life with something else. I want to know I can do it.
Yeah. Sweet.
Full Ironman, that's a different beast.
Big things to come. Thank you so much for taking the time, mate.
Thank you, sir. Always nice chatting.
Always.
Always nice.
All right. Hopefully the camera's held up. We got.